Listen to this thing. 5 motors. The amount of methanol fuel that goes to those engines is just unbelievable. Listen to this thing. 5 motors.
Well, what is slack out of
the amount of methanol fuel that goes to those engines is just unbelievable. Listen to this thing. 5 motors.
Here we go.
Well, what is slack? The weight transfer box on this sled. That's what makes this sled work.
Whoa! My, yeah!
Piper. All right, the crowd roars its approval. He is very likely to take this pole. In fact, I would almost guarantee he will take this pole.
He got up on top of it from the get-go, brought it all the way down. What power! The whole ground, guys, is just trembling. Now these things fire off.
Not to mention our table here at home base and our monitors walking all over. Now, balance is absolutely every 323 feet and change. Tremendous balance. Got the weight transfer just right. Let's have a look at it again. Dan Pastorini joins us.
Going on
Back up
forward,
here.
Dante.
Yeah, he's got his weight transfer real good here. He's smooth into the throttle. He didn't nail it too hard. He's got the front wheels up a little bit, getting the weight transfer on the rear tires real good here, and he's got a good solid pull going. 323 feet for the first pull. This is a new rig for him too, so I'm sure he's happy with the way it's working.
Oh, he's got to be thrilled to death. The brand new Just Add Dirt tractor sets the mark. We'll be right back to Tomah after that.
And then we got the super rigs or the big rigs later on. The two-wheel drive vehicles are kind of like the funny cars in drag racing, if you will. They're pretty exciting to watch. They do the great wheel stands with a lot of horsepower for single-engine vehicles.
Oh, yeah, and the wheel stands are terrific. And, Dusty, knowing you have got to have some surprises for us as we look at the two-wheel drive trucks. Wait till you see these babies. We didn't have them on our show last year. What have you got for us tonight?
Well, I tell you what, when we arrived here, there were thousands of people waiting in line because they knew they were getting ready to see some full pulls. But the question that me and Dante, because we was walking in there together, was asked, did you bring them? Are they here? Are they in it? Are we going to get a look at them? Yes, I did. A little traveling music. The American Dream Girls are right over here, brother. Yes. That's my baby girls. Look at them. Yeah, Darcy, Stancy there, Crystal, and Kim. They love them here. I'm telling you.
He's done it again, Dan.
Oh, I know. They just... he's
Hi,
like
ladies. Welcome. Come on in.
He's like a flight of sugar.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, Sugar Daddy.
I think it's his money.
Big old daddy, I'm telling you. Right here, the excitement is ready to roll tonight. The Dream Girls are here. Dante's here. Steve is here. And you know what? If these girls can't make a full pull, nobody can.
I tell you what, let's talk about a full pull and exactly what that means. This is the traditional 300-foot NTPA course. A little different tonight, though. A full pull doesn't automatically put you into a pull-off. The 3 longest distances will put you in a pull-off, which is why you'll see them go not just 300 feet, but 320, 330, whatever they can get out, because the top 3 in the unlimited class will come back for a pull-off. Same holds true in the two-wheel drive class. When we get to the diesel trucks, well, the longest pull wins. No pull-off.
And that makes it a little bit more exciting for the fans, too. They're able to see the trucks have a pull-off situation and not just the ones that go the full distance.
Yep.
So the best performing ones are the ones that'll do it. I think Dave Burns has something for us down there. David?
Good baby.
Well, we obviously have some problems with David's mic there, Steve.
You know, I think that first unlimited tractor might have finished off his microphone. He was about 3 feet from it.
I'll tell you what, I was standing right in front of the thing when he started that motor, and I'm used to these motors, but it kind of scared me when it started up.
And up next is Bill Leichner, and he has to take this pull. The trial pull is over, and nobody really likes to pull second, Dan.
No, they don't.
At least if you pull first, you've got another shot if the sled is wrong. If you pull second and the guy throws out the pull, they change the sled up. This is a tough situation. Bill is very glad that the previous puller took that pull.
That's right, and it's a difficult pull situation for him because he's got to make a good pull here to get the pull off. 323.5 feet's a long pull
Right
for Mike Piper.
Oh, baby.
You know, you got to be ready to go. You know, he's into farming and trucking, but tonight he's into full pulling. Some of these guys right here tonight may be finalists for that American Dream Dusty Rhodes team that we're going to be announcing on a special next week. But, guys, it's going to be a good one, Steve.
Oh, yeah, these are 3 572 cubic inch Arius Racing engines. And it's really not power so much as it is wheel speed. And you'll see wheel speed of, well, about 160 miles an hour. The tractor may be going 30 or 40. The wheel speed is what matters.
That's right, but he's such an exceptional driver. Here we go, here we go.
It's a little nose heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
He missed the balance just a little bit. The front end was lazy in coming up. By the time it did in weight transfer, it was a little too late, and I'm sure Bill knew that up on top of that tractor, that was not exactly what they wanted. They have all kinds of suitcase weights they can move around on these things, and they could have used a couple of 100 pounds off the nose of that tractor.
And he was on the brakes from the get-go, Steve. You'll see him in the cockpit here. He's working the brake real hard, which is hurting his momentum getting going and getting that sled going. He also gives up a little bit of power disadvantage here with only 3 motors. He's given up about 3,000 or 4,000 horsepower here to the other guys. You can see him get sideways there. He grabs a hold of the brake to bring it back to center here. Almost crossed the center line in it. Did a great job getting that thing down the track. He's one of the best drivers out here.
Dante, let me ask you a question, too, for the layman at home. I thought he dug a hole when he come out. I mean, such a thing as getting too deep in the hole, not getting up on top of the ground. And you're right about that, but I guarantee you, there's a lot of them might be digging holes tonight.
Well, that's true. You know, he just kind of got a bad start there, and he just couldn't get going.
That's right. And I doubt that is going to make it in the pull-off. I really would think that there'll be 2 runs better than that or 2 pulls better than that to make the unlimited pull-off. Big disappointment for Bill, but hey, you know.
Well, he, like I said earlier, he's respected as one of the best drivers out here, and he's got a little bit of disadvantage from a horsepower standpoint. But what he makes up in the ballast and the driving ability is different.
Notice something else. Our first 2 pullers have lined up to the right. That is their option. They can put the sled wherever they want it. And that's because there's a little bit of a slope at about 180 feet on this track that wants to drive the tractor to the left. So you'll see the pullers that notice that, is if I noticed it, they did. They will line up to the right and let it drift to the left. Because if you cross those chalk lines, you're out of here. If you even touch them, you're out of here.
That's right.
Well, we're going to come back here for more of the NTPA Dairyland Super Bowl right after a few messages. Stay with us. It's going to get really nuts. Welcome back, everyone. You're just in time to see our 3rd unlimited competitor of tonight. And remember, the top 3 in pulling distance go into a pull-off. And this is Multi-Chaos. That's the name of the tractor owned by Randy Petro of Camden, Ohio. And this is a feat of engineering, Dan Pastrini.
Yeah, it's a little bit different look from the inline motors, if you will, compared to the transverse mounting of his motors. He tries to get his traction go back to his rear tires a little bit quicker.
You know, Randy Petro is a respected veteran on the NTPA circuit with over 20 years of competition under his belt. In 1997, he was named the Hard Charger of the Year for his aggressive attack off the line. And if there is a secret to Randy's success, it can be summed up in one word: power.
Randy Petro and his son Jess operate their very successful pulling teams from their Camden, Ohio home. Like all pullers, they are constantly searching for ways to find more power.
Jess, we got to come up with a way to get the 5th motor on this tractor.
Well, there's that Aries engine back in the shop.
Yeah, but it's too heavy. We can't make weight.
So we need something lighter?
Yep.
Would a small block work?
Yeah, that'd work if we had one.
We do have one.
Hey, we do.
Mom's truck. You know, Dad, this is going to be a good idea. I think this will really work.
Yeah.
What do you guys think you're doing? We might pick up a loan. Or do something useful like mow the yard.
Yeah, right.
Lawnmower! I don't think what they did that lawnmower is what Kathy had in mind. And look at this. We got an onboard shot from Randy Petro and Multi-Chaos.
You watch the ground start to shake and the shimmy right here. Getting ready to stand on it one more time. Oh, baby. Oh.
Nose heavy again. Missed that balance.
A little bit nose heavy. I think he was trying to compensate for the mounting of his engines.
And good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Let's Grow Pulling Live. I'm Ryan Zolik. Jason Schultz, as you can see, is not here. He's on his way back. He was on vacation last week. He was down in Florida, and we're getting the show off with a little classic NTPA pulling from the Dairyland Super Nationals in Tomah, Wisconsin, going back to 1998, and the TNN live broadcast of the Wisconsin Dairyland Super Nationals. Hope you enjoyed that to kick off the show. Thanks to Dylan Oliver. That's on his YouTube page if you want to watch the whole episode. It's about a 2-hour episode. Check out Dylan Oliver on YouTube. He has a lot of great pulling nostalgia videos from the 80s and 90s. There's a documentary that he just got uploaded as well, going back to the ATPA days, the diesel and alcohol superstock showdown, and the discussion between that and, of course, the two-wheel drive showdown, T-buckets and full-body trucks. So a very interesting watch, especially going back almost 20 years now to the day that video, 1998, both of those seasons, and just an interesting look back, looking at the live broadcast from the TNN Motorsports days, and kind of the prime shot of the Wisconsin Dairyland Super Nationals in 1998. The only truck and tractor pull to be live broadcast on national TV back in 1998. So hope you guys are having a great start to your week on this Monday. Again, glad to be along with you. We're going to be going over a few things, and glad to have you along. Busy month ahead as we start to inch closer to that outdoor pulling season. Motorsports Mayhem, about 40 days away from today, May 13th, at the Richland County Fairgrounds. HybridRedneck.com for more information. We'll be going over that. A few more things we'll be going over with the Badger State Tractor Pullers schedule. Again, just a keynote hit on that for the upcoming season, as just kind of a spring special, getting into the, especially up here in the upper Midwest, a little bit warmer weather. Finally coming into the area. Cloudy and rainy forecast today, but definitely spring-like, and looking forward to some great pulling weather over the next couple of months. Many organizations get underway with some test and tunes coming up in May. Some of the southern states already getting underway. I know this last weekend the Texas Truck and Tractor Pulling Association got underway down in White Wright, Texas. They also have an outlaw event for the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pullers coming up. I believe that is at the Memorial Day weekend. 3 days of pulling, a very big event down in Texas. So very shortly, the outdoor pulling season gets underway. Again, don't forget to comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Maybe what pull are you looking forward to kick off your pulling season, or what will be your first pull to attend for the season. Maybe it's a test and tune. Hopefully, maybe you'll make it out to the Motorsports Mayhem coming up on May 13th. That will be kind of my kickoff to the pulling season, and it will also end at the Richland County Fairgrounds on October for the Hybrid Redneck Rally. So a busy stretch of the season coming up. Again, glad to have you along. I'm Ryan Zolik. Jason Schultz has the night off. He is on his way back. He was down in the Key West area, so soaking up the suns with his wife before he gets into the busy couple stretches as we start to round third base and get set for Motorsports Mayhem. I do want to kick off the show. We do want to welcome our brand new sponsor on with the Beer Money Pulling Team and Let's Grow Pulling. That is the Country Smokehouse in some of you may know, with the Deer Prosser pulling machine out of Michigan. So we have partnered up with the Beer Money Pulling Team. That will be the official snack sticks and jerky of the Beer Money Pulling Team. So check out them. That's countrysmokehouse.com. A lot of great varieties of different meats, brats, a lot of different varieties. They do have the special now. If you put in the coupon code Beer Money with a $50 purchase, free shipping. So glad to have them on board, our brand new sponsor, the Country Smokehouse and Shop over in Michigan. And of course they have the Deer Processor, I believe Super Farm, that pulls with the Wolverine pullers. So glad to have them on board with us here. And so anytime you see the Beer Money Pulling Team, come over to the trailer and get a sample of the Country Smokehouse. So they'll have some snack sticks and jerky all summer long for you to sample and taste. And of course, again, that's countrysmokehouse.com. And of course, we want to thank our continuing sponsors here on Let's Grow Pulling: Joe Bush Ag Repair, Fair Valley Performance, Hawthorne Tire and Tire Cutting and Curing out of Monticello. We also want to thank the Illini State Pullers for jumping on board, and the Showdown and Kurdtown Regional and National Truck and Tractor Pull up in Ellsworth, Wisconsin, coming up on June the 10th. Big show up there for them at the Showdown in Kurdtown. So we want to thank them for jumping on board for Let's Grow Pulling and letting us do what we are continuing to do what we love to do and promote the sport of truck and tractor pulling. So again, thanks for tuning in on this 3rd of April busy night. Of course, we got the national championship game going on, Gonzaga and UNC. So very interesting matchup there. Between a Power 5 school and what would be considered your mid-major in Gonzaga. So as they kind of round out the winter sports season, that signals the start of the spring and summer seasons as well. And of course, it was opening day in baseball. Unfortunately, for us Brewers fans, falling short against the Colorado Rockies this afternoon to kick off the 2017 campaign. Yes, I will be cheering for the Zags tonight as well. Glad to have Matt Ingham with Wisconsin Pulling Promoters in the house. Check out his show on Wednesday nights. He does a great job. If you want to keep up with the Wisconsin pulling scene, Northern Illinois, and sometimes into Iowa and Minnesota as well, has a great road show coming up on the 8th of April, so looking forward to that. And of course, our super fan Chuck Hobbs, glad to have him along. So again, thanks for tuning in. And of course, we also want to mention for those that are in the Wisconsin area, or maybe know of John Stranley and his wife Kristen, who is now battling cancer once again. So they're going to be doing a benefit coming up on Saturday, May 20th at Norris Tavern, which is off of Highway 12. John is an announcer with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. He's also a mini rod puller and I believe the president of the Tri-County Mini Rod Association. They do a great job here in southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, a lot of events across the area. They'll be doing a bucket raffles, 50-50 raffles. They got a gun raffle, silent auction, and a live auction starting at 6 p.m. Food and music will also be provided. DJ in the afternoon, and a live band starting at 7 o'clock. That's at Norris Tavern off of Highway 12 if you're just heading east of Madison on Highway 12 starting at 3 o'clock. That's on Saturday, May 20th. So in March of 2015, Kristen was diagnosed with stage 2 colon cancer, and at that time she underwent 6 months of chemotherapy and had surgery to remove the cancer. And then she went into remission on November 2015. Then in February of this year, Kristen was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, and so she's undergoing, once again, numerous surgeries. So you can always send your thoughts and wishes to John as well. As you see the picture with him and their son there. So if you looking for something to do coming up on Saturday, May 20th, or maybe want to send some donations as well. If you can't make it up to, if you're not in the Wisconsin area, donations will definitely be appreciated for the Stranleys. Just a great group of people. John, always a great guy. If you catch him in the pits, always willing to talk to anyone. And so let's see what Matt had to say here. Thanks for checking in, Brandon, from Stockton, Illinois. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the New Glarus area, definitely in the heart of the Driftless area, and a lot of not very conducive for a pulling track. They're kind of in a valley area, and then they're surrounded by hills on both sides. But just down the road, of course, in Monroe, plenty of pulling action. I believe they have 4 events now throughout the year. They got the fair, the Greene County Fall Nationals, and the Cheese City Challenge. So 3 major events. Last year they had 4. They had 2 at the fair, the way the schedule fell. Yes, a lot of pulling up here in between Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota. If you're Ryan out in Iowa, the other Ryan with the East Central Iowa Polling Association, he put together kind of a Midwest polling schedule. I believe there was over 200 events between the organizations here in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, and I believe some in Illinois. I didn't get a chance to look at it closely enough. That includes, of course, Badger State. I believe you had the Wisconsin Tractor Pullers, Tri-State, East Central Iowa, Southwest Wisconsin Pullers, South Central, just to name a few as well. And yes, a bulldozer with a bad attitude. It would definitely take a good amount of bulldozers to get a flat surface in New Glarus, or at least something that is conducive to pulling. So again, the Kristen Strandley benefit, again, coming up on Saturday, May 20th. Very, like we were talking about with John, does a lot for the sport of pulling between the Tri-County mini rods and, of course, just someone that I've listened to growing up in the sport, going to Badger State events. Him and Stacy do such a great job. And, of course, now we have the addition with Jason and Chris. Chris was going to make it down tonight and kind of be the special co-guest tonight, and wasn't able to make it down, just got busy apparently working on some house improvements tonight, and so got to keep up with some house improvements, so going solo. So again, just comment what you're looking for the upcoming season. No problem, Chris. We'll definitely catch you next time, and I know you'll definitely be busy coming up here with the planting season. Chris does a lot. Local farmers here in Southwest Wisconsin, just up the road at Hillsboro, and of course a big contributor to the Hillsboro Charity Pull coming up in August. Yes, get that bathroom done. You want a working bathroom. That's definitely for sure. So again, don't forget, coming up just a few short weeks away, Saturday, May 13th, Motorsports Mayhem here in Richland Center. And at the Richland County Fairgrounds, you can head over to hybridredneck.com. $10 to get in, and the things that you can see and do for $10 is quite amazing. Starting out, brand new craft fair swap meet. The craft fair will be on the fairground side of the road. The swap meet will be over where the grass drags will be going. So if you're not familiar with the Richland County Fairgrounds, we have a county road that divides 2 portions of the fairgrounds. So on one side, where additional parking will be the grass drags and the swap meet, and the craft fair will be over on the main grandstand side. And of course, you got your ATV, dirt bikes, snowmobile, grass drags starting out. Registration will begin at 8 o'clock through 10:30, and they will begin racing at 11 o'clock. And that will be the same time that we'll have our truck and tractor pull. Registration begins at 9, pulling starting at 11, and the test and tune will begin at 5 o'clock. And then right in front of the grandstands, once again this year, the Twisted Metal Demolition Derby, that will begin at 2 o'clock. Inspections, though, if you are going to be participating in the Demolition Derby, 8 a.m. They're expecting, again, over 100 cars entry for the Demolition Derby. And then, of course, we have a kids pedal pull. We'll have a bounce house. We have a burnout contest beginning at 6 o'clock, helicopter rides. And then the Motorsports Mayhem after party starting at 9 o'clock. This will go until midnight. There'll be this will now be near the Doll Building in the pit area with DJ music, $10 cover charge, and free beer will be provided. 21 and older to attend the after party. So quite a day of events coming up in just a few short weeks. here at the Richland County Fairgrounds. Work has definitely been underway for quite a few months. One of our biggest events throughout the summer. Yeah, and I know the Tri-County Mini Rods have just got their schedule all lined up. So just like Chuck says, head over to their Facebook page. I know they've been working on their website as well, and to improve that. Let's see. I believe they're not going to I believe for Motorsports Mayhem, it's just going to be your normal with the pulling classes with the if you're talking about with the light and limited pro stocks, they're going to just run them together, I believe, at 9,000 pounds. I'll have to double check the pulling order again. And that is correct, Stacy. Yes, Jason has definitely taken a lot of vacations. I'll have to renegotiate my contract so I get his. Maybe he can pay for my next vacation or something. So that is for sure. So you can definitely pick on that. I think he has to get his vacations in before the pulling season. So of course that's probably just like going on vacation as well for him. Definitely message him and give him a couple shout outs. I believe he's on his way back, and I kind of overheard, I believe his actually flight coming back in from Charlotte. I believe they're flying in through Charlotte to Madison has been delayed because of the winds. So he's actually going to be home a little bit later than expected tonight as well. I'm not for sure on the Derby format. That would be a good question. I'm sure Jason will be able to answer that as we get a little bit closer. Let's see here. Just kind of going off of the rules. I believe it's going to be... Yeah, not for sure about the tag team on the Demolition Derby. Not something that I pay too close attention to on the rules side of things. Yes, they are in the works of doing the car and truck drags again this year. I believe they're going to do that on the pulling track as well. I know Jason talked about that a little bit last week. Yes, Jason with Twisted Metal does the Derby here for us and does an outstanding job. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the questions. Yeah, I think I'm sure Ryan Rusnick was just wondering about seeing how it's quite an event. You got the demo Derby going if you're kind of by the track. So they got the Demolition Derby, and if you're trying to watch the pole from the grandstands with your back to the grandstands, it's quite a lot going on. And I know they've worked out some bugs with the Demolition Derby as well, just to try to make things flow a bit faster with the amount of cars that we have coming in. We are expecting quite a few pullers coming in. Some surprise pullers are also in the works for the test and tune as well. So hopefully we can get those taken care of and get to see some first runs. I know Spiegelberg's for sure will be bringing down their light super stock, kind of hitting the road, getting out some bugs. It's Blackburn built, and it's kind of set up similar to the Chiswick's. So basically a fourth Chiswick tractor setup will be out running. They'll be hitting a lot of the Wisconsin tractor pullers. I know they'll be hitting quite a few of the NTPA events as well, and they're going to be hitting some of the Pro Pulling League events as well. So another tough light super stock will be coming out of the stables this year. Yeah, thanks, Dylan, though I want to do a shout out. Thanks for all the uploads on the YouTube. It's been fun to watch some of those older videos, and especially if you haven't seen the documentary that you just uploaded a couple days ago. That's definitely one for pulling fans to watch. Going on almost 20 years, now with that, where that video is kind of highlighting the ATPA, their 1998 season, I believe. They kind of followed throughout the year, leading right up to their points banquet, and just kind of seeing 20 years ago where they thought the future would be for polling. I know that's been a big topic on Pull-Off as well, where people see polling going in the next 10, 15, 20 years down the road, with social media now and TV kind of getting back into playing. We started out the show, if you didn't get a chance, if you're just tuning in, check out Dylan's page there. He uploaded the 1998 TNN Motorsports live broadcast from the Wisconsin Dairyland Super Nationals. So we kind of kicked off the show with that. Going back almost 20 years, that would probably be, actually, if you include 1998, so 20 years this year from that live broadcast, the only poll where they live broadcast the event. Quite a unique setup. Actually having the commentators on set in front of the main grandstands at Tomah, and really neat to see. I was just a kid at the time, and remembering having to tape it because we were at the event that year, and then getting home to actually rewatch the event. So that was pretty exciting. Taping technology, though, wasn't the best. I know the tape didn't really last very long, and I don't think we actually got the whole program. If I remember right, I don't think my dad set the VCR up right. So it's actually great to bring back a lot of great memories and get to see. Yeah, did the American Dream? I actually haven't got a chance to watch it all the way through. I watched the documentary over the weekend that was uploaded, and that was very interesting. I got to see some of the Super Pole, the Indy Super Pole events from the 80s. That was definitely fun to see, with then some of the PPL events from the early 2000s. That was on ESPN. Speed World, I remember always looking forward to seeing them on the weekends in the fall. And so, yeah, thanks Dylan again for all your work and getting those videos up on YouTube, and hopefully more to come. So if anyone has any great memories or what they're looking for, yes, Dusty Rhodes was quite a unique aspect to the broadcast booth for the TNN Motorsports. You could definitely say that they kind of didn't do their homework on who they could have got for doing the broadcast, but it was definitely kind of that quirky 90s theme that went on with the broadcast on TNN. Thanks, Jill, for tuning in. Glad to have you along. I'm Ryan Zolik. If you're wondering where Jason Schultz is, he is on vacation. Actually, he's on his way back from vacation, and they were down in the Key West area over the last week, kind of spending some quality time with his wife. And if you follow him on Facebook, you definitely got to see some of the photos as well. So we're going to kind of, for me, looking forward, I'm going to hit a lot of the Badger State events. I do also video work for Clint Tucker and What's Smokin' Promotions. They also had a big announcement. If you follow them on Facebook, they released their flyer already for Gordyville 2018. 6 sessions coming up in 2018, so looking forward to that. Kind of a revamped schedule. Yeah, need to take a vacation from vacation. Yes, that is true. Yes, that's a very good point, Stacy. It's so cool seeing some of these legendary pullers. Kind of, I don't want to say in their younger years, but it's very interesting to see, especially in that documentary I was talking about on the you get to see a young Jeff Hurt. So that's quite interesting. As they were talking about the diesels and alcohol battle and kind of, I guess you'd say, the controversy going around in the ATPA days, and that battle, and of course the battle between the T-buckets and the full-body two-wheel drive trucks. So even we're really, we're still kind of talking about that today, and the diesels and the alkies have really come back to life, and the discussion on where those classes should go 20 years from that documentary. And it's always great seeing those young interviews with with Kathy Archer. I know with seeing like the young Bill Leichner, especially from the Super Pull days and the ESPN and the TNT Motorsports days and all the events they did, like from Freedom Hall and a lot of the indoor pulling series that was a little bit before my time. So really get to relive that, I guess you could say, glory days of pulling. So something I was going to also talk about tonight, some of the newer events on the Badger State Tractor Pullers this year. Just kind of highlight a little bit of them, as that's something that I'll be hitting a lot this summer. So if you're going to be in the Badger State Tractor Pulling area, we hit quite a bit of almost every point of Wisconsin now on the schedule. I know they just posted a photo from their 1998 program, and so some of the events have been the same since 1998, and just the growth of the Badger State schedule is quite amazing. So of course, for the month of June, really kind of your traditional Badger State start over the last couple of years will be in Leaf River and Ettrick. But some of the newer events that we'll be hitting, it will especially be the Helenville Super National, so looking forward to get to that. That'll be the night before Churn and Dirt. That'll be on the 21st. Churn and Dirt is the 22nd. And then in August, Beaver Dam is back on the schedule with the Badger State Tractor Pullers, a long-time hub of pulling, going back to the WTPA days there, and now Badger State Tractor Pullers getting to the Dodge County Fairgrounds, a great lineup of pulling. I believe they have 6 great pulling classes, pretty much all the tractor classes there, and so looking forward to getting back to the Dodge County Fair. That is on a Wednesday night on August 16th. That will be the Wednesday after Hillsboro. And so looking forward to that. And the Vernon County Fair will be back on the schedule as well. So the first time in Viroqua for the Badger State Tractor Pullers, right up the road for me, so something that's a little bit closer drive here from Richland Center. So glad to see them up in Viroqua at the Vernon County Fair, as a busy year pulling, just a few short months away. As pretty much the ending of the indoor pulling season. I got a chance, of course, to go to the Cornhusker Classic. Again, just a shout out to the organizers there. Just an amazing pull, amazing venue in Lincoln, Nebraska. If you are going to hit an indoor pull next year, definitely consider the Cornhusker Classic. A lot of great things going on there on the indoor pulling side of things. Like we talked about with the Wet Smoking crew, they just released their lineup for Cordyville 2018 already. So Clint's hard at work again. He'll be working all year. Hopefully the bugs that we encountered this past winter will be a little bit worked out better now at that 6th session, where they'll be starting on Thursday afternoon. So definitely looking forward to Cordyville 2018. So let us know again where you're watching the show from. What pull are you looking forward to in 2017, the summer pulling season? That question to me, I had so many different pulls throughout the summer with so many different organizations. I could easily say, I always look forward to my hometown pull here at Richland Center, which for Churn and Dirt Nationals, because one, I'm just a minute drive away from the fairgrounds, so easy driving for me. Of course, I've been to the Dairyland Super Nationals every year since I could remember. We camp up there now every year right across the area since they put in the campground. Because we always get to see, that's the only time that we'll get to see the unlimited modifieds here in Wisconsin. We're an hour away. Of course, Hillsboro's now on the map. That's only a 30-minute drive north here, Richland Center. And of course, every pull in the Badger State Tractor Pulling circuit that I hit has such a unique feature or aspect to it. I love hitting all the different county fairs that we hit with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. I'm looking forward to getting up north a little bit for the Wisconsin Tractor Pullers Association. I'm going to be crossing the river into Minnesota a few times this summer with Tri-State, as well as some of the Western Series. They'll be in Worthington, Minnesota for the first time for the Western Series on the Pro Pulling League. A big schedule for them, and a big announcement for them with the addition of the diesel super stocks to the schedule. I know they're still in the works on this is going to be, I think, a trial year, but then I believe next year they will be a full class with the Western Series. So a big move for the Pro Pulling League Western Series. Looking forward to actually hitting an outlaw event. I got hit 2 last year on the summer. It's always nice to see different vehicles, and that's what when I get to go to an outlaw event, definitely get to see a lot of different vehicles. So I'm going to go down to the Dubuque County Fair at the end of July. Check out them once again. Got to see them last year there. Yes, Utica, if you're looking for probably as much pulling as you can get in one weekend for free admission. Utica, Wisconsin. The only other one I could think of is probably Viola. Over 2 days, they have the Tri-County Mini Rods. They have South Central Wisconsin tractor pullers. And, of course, they have the Badger State tractor pullers. And then they have and the Badger truck pullers are there as well. And then they have like an open truck class on Sunday afternoon after the Badger State show, and they shoot for the corn or bean field depending on what is planted. And of course last year the videos are all over social media. They were letting them run in to the corn field, and quite a sight to see. Yes, Toma, of course, Sauk City with the Children's American Family Children's Hospital benefit pull. Always a fun one in Sauk. Yes, I've got to go down to Milledgeville. The last couple years, kind of my longest drive for the Badger State tractor pullers. It's just over 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours, I suppose, back home. That's about as far south as the Badger State tractor pullers go. And, of course, they are as north as Mackville, Wisconsin, which is up in the Appleton, Green Bay area. So that's kind of gives you an idea of how north and south the Badger State tractor pullers are. And then we are all the way over on Lake Michigan and the Sheboygan County Fair, and we are as close to the Mississippi as the Vernon County Fair. So almost pretty much anywhere between there you can find a Badger State tractor pull. And I know getting to talk with Greg a little bit more and hearing that they're always getting requests for wanting to book with the Badger State tractor pullers. Just so many. We're already at 35 pulls, and it's quite amazing to see. Because as a kid, the Badger State tractor pullers, they were more of your traditional farm pulling organization. They had their traditional county fairs, and just to see them blossom probably these last 10 years as we've gotten to talk with a couple of guests. We had Dirk Drury on last week. If you didn't get a chance to see, we had Dennis Fry on from Fair Valley Performance talking about his days with the Badger State tractor pullers and the light limited super stocks. A lot of buzz this year with the addition of the alcohol tractors to limited super stocks at 6250. What they'll be running at, and so just a lot of excitement coming up with that. And it again just really circles back to the documentary that again, check that out. It's on Dylan. Just search Dylan Oliver. He kind of has the polling documentary as the title, and just looking at almost 20 years ago what they were talking about between the diesels and the alcohol, more at they were running at 5,500 and 7,000 pounds with the ATPA, and it's a quite interesting battle, and it really lays out over these. We kind of see where polling has gone since that documentary, and just a great watch. It's I believe it's actually a 2-hour documentary. They did a great job going back and forth and kind of showing and pointing out all the different points of views. So great work there. I'm not for sure who did the production for them, but they did do a very good job. So let's see here. Montana Pullers Association. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Deerfield, Mackville, Baraboo we'll see the mini rods with yeah, so looking forward to. I know the Tri-County mini rods are getting a little bit more exposure with the Badger State Tractor Pullers, so a great addition. That's such a great addition to the show with the 3 mini rod classes that they provide, and they put on such a great show. I know that I believe Chuck can correct me if I'm wrong. This is probably their busiest schedule, and I believe he posted it that they've had in a long time, and that's just great to see that they're able to grow as well. And get those events and exposures out, and looking forward to seeing a little bit more different vehicles out with the Tri-County mini rods at a few of the events with the Badger State Tractor Pullers, and get to see them quite a bit actually. I know I'll see them at Utica, and I believe they'll probably be back. I won't see them in Hellville. They'll be on Saturday night because they're the same night as Churn and Dirt this year. We'll miss them this year, but. Yeah, so it'll be a great mixture of noise and smoke this year at quite a few of the Badger State events. That's probably something that with the Badger State Tractor Pullers, they were maybe a little bit stale with a lot of the diesel, pretty much predominant diesel classes, and now if getting a little bit more variety in the show definitely will bring in more people and bring in different groups of people that want to see different types of vehicles pulling throughout the event. 22. Yeah, Stacy would definitely know. He also is a puller with the Tri-County Mini Rods, and of course does an outstanding job announcing throughout the summer. Always look forward to listening to him at the events. Yeah, so that's a pretty busy summer he's going to have as well between Tri-County and announcing with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. So again, just want to mention one more time, coming up, and we'll be talking about it over the next couple weeks here, coming up on May 20th, the Kristen Stranley benefit on May 20th at Nora's Tavern off of Highway 12. A lot of great fundraisers going on for the Stranley family as she fights her battle with colon cancer once again, now at stage 4. So again, our thoughts and prayers go out with the Stranleys and Kristen as she continues her battle. And I know the pulling community will definitely come together and help support them. John, amazing guy on the circuit, and couldn't ask for a better announcer. We're so lucky between Stacy and John and Chris and Jason on the Badger State Tractor Pullers to have amazing announcers like that, and definitely will be going through some trials and tribulations this year between the Tri-County Mini Rods and helping his wife out as well, and Badger State Tractor Pullers. So hopefully we'll get to see him as much as we can this summer, and looking forward to a great fundraiser on May 20th over at Nora's Tavern. And again, we want to thank, anytime John and you definitely have helped make going to pulling events a lot better, and getting to listen to some very knowledgeable announcers. That's what makes the pulling events, I think, with Badger State so much enjoyable throughout Wisconsin, and any type of breakage or just your little gestures, it just getting the crowd engaged as well. You and Stacy definitely have bring that next level of announcing with the Badger State Tractor Pullers, and of course getting to see you with the Tri-County Mini Rods. Yes, the troops are rallying, and Yeah, so any shout-outs to John, definitely during this tough time. Hopefully we can make it a little bit easier for him over the next few weeks. And I know the amount of love and support in this polling community definitely comes alive. We see it every year at Gordyville with the toy raffles and the giveaways for the different organizations, and this will definitely be no different as well. So again, we just want to thank our brand new sponsorship with the Beer Money Pulling Team. That is the Country Sausage Country Smokehouse over there in Michigan. They have the Deer Processor International. They do a lot of different varieties of meats and smoked meats and sausages. They are now the official snack stick and jerky of the Beer Money Pulling Team. You can catch them. We'll have some great samples throughout the summer. So anytime you see the Beer Money Pulling Team trailer, head over, get a sample from the Country Smokehouse. And, of course, if you put in the special coupon code Beer Money for a $50 purchase or more, you get free shipping. You can check out their website, a lot of different varieties. They do bacon, they do brats, different gift boxes. Of course, their jerky, different varieties of jerky, kielbasa, salami, smoked favorites, and of course their snack sticks. So glad to have them on board, and of course we'll probably get them on in upcoming shows to kind of talk about their polling vehicle and of course their business in Michigan. So that's the Country Smokehouse. Looks like a great location, kind of a log cabin theme, and again plenty of gift boxes to do. Maybe Mother's Day is coming up, so if someone has a birthday coming up, yes, that would be awesome to have mini rods at Gordyville. That would be definitely talk to Clint about that. Probably the biggest thing is just getting the fumes from those alcohol engines out of the building. But it would be fun to see mini rods on that great Gordyville track, and maybe you can take it down, do a test and tune on Wednesday night, Stacy, and maybe take down the Tri-County mini rod sled. And so you can check out the classes that they posted. They have that 6 schedule now. See if I can find it. So with that Thursday afternoon class, so they're going to 6 sessions of pulling at Gordyville. So I know Clint's been busy pretty much all ever since the event was so working on the 6th session. So the sessions Thursday afternoon, they'll be running 9500 Pro Farm, 8500 Limited Pro Stock, Flight 1. So that's your 466, basically like a 466 Hot Farm, where you can also run the 24.5 tires. The amount of tractors in that class, so they'll be running their first flight on Thursday afternoon, 12,000 farm stock. They are also running a light Hot Farm Pro Farm class, Pro Farm Natural Super Stock, and a Classic Modified Combo. That will be your Thursday afternoon session. 6 o'clock Thursday night, 10,000 Pro Farm, 9,000 Limited Pro Stock, 8,500 Limited Pro Stock Flight number 2, 9,500 Hot Farm, and 9,500 Pro Farm Finals. That'll be your Thursday night. Friday, 11,000 Pro Farm, 9,000 Limited Pro Stock, 9,500 Limited. That'll be the 4-1 Limited Pro Stocks Flight number 1, 10,000 Pro Farm Finals, and 9,500 Hot Farm Finals Friday afternoon. Friday night session number 4, 9,300 pound Super Farm, 10,200 pound Pro Stocks, 9,500 Limited Pro Stocks 4.1 Flight number 2, 11,000 Pro Farm Finals, and 9,000 pound Limited Pro Stock Finals. Session number 5, Saturday afternoon, 7,900-pound classic super stocks, the 8,700 light pro stocks, 6,500 light limited super stocks. They're also, I believe, alcohol. There's a couple different rule variations with the light limited super stocks. I believe alcohol will be running at 6,250, and I believe you can also run up to 6,700 pounds depending on your cubic inch limit and what type of intercooler you run in organization. So kind of a mixed class there. And 9,000 Super Farm Finals, and he will be bringing back the 3.0 diesel trucks once again for Saturday afternoon. And then Saturday night will be the finals for 8,500 limited pro stocks, 9,300 Super Farm, the 10-2 pro stocks. They'll also be doing the Pulloff.com 8,200-pound diesel super stocks, bringing them back to Gordyville, 9,500 limited pro stocks, 6,500 limited super stock finals, and 8,700 light pro stock finals. So a great lineup once again for Gordyville 2018. That's what we'll be looking for after the outdoor pulling season. Such an amazing lineup. That'll be the first weekend once again in January 4th, 5th, and 6th. Gordyville, USA. Again, just a great job by the Wet Smoke and Promotions crew there. But of course, first we have a great outdoor pulling season. So wherever you are, check out your local pulling organization's websites. I'm sure, or Facebook pages. They'll have most of their schedules out. Yes, no, we can never have too much pulling. You just need about a month off after the outdoor pulling season and get right back in it for the outdoor pulling season. That's for sure. So as we hit the 8 o'clock hour here in Wisconsin, Central Time Zone, again, follow us along on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram page. Continue to get involved. We'll be posting videos and photos as we get set for the outdoor pulling season, just a few short weeks away. Jason Schultz will be back next Monday night, and I'm sure he'll be doing some live videos in between now and next Monday. So, of course, continue to follow the Beer Money Pulling Team Facebook page. You just never know what he might just get bored here. Maybe not selling enough mortgages, and it will pop up on Facebook Live. So keep an eye out for that. A lot of great videos right now on YouTube to check out, and of course we'll be back next week. We'll have Jason will probably have. We'll see what we can come up with for a guest for next week. As just kind of a nice little chatting show here, back and forth. A lot of great comments on pull-off coming up for the season. Pre-commit pollers for NTPA, the Grand National, and the Champions Tours have been posted. A lot of great comments, chatter back and forth. Dick Morgan posted a post about the future of pulling, and that's a great read as well. A lot of great insight there and a lot of different comments. And there's so many different angles of where pulling can continue to grow, and it's always great to look back at these videos that have been posted on YouTube and looking at their thoughts and where they thought the sport was going to go from 10, 15 years ago, and where we can expect to see the sport go in another 10 to 20 years, and just hopefully continue to grow and see the crowds grow and just continue to see the sport that we love continue to thrive. And it's great to see all the different events that are popping up across the country. A lot of different fundraisers for communities. A lot of great examples of that between the Hillsborough Charity Pull, the Showdown in Kurdtown, up in Ellsworth, Wisconsin on June 10th, the American Family Children's Hospital Pull, Utica Fest, which raises funds for the community, the small community there. between small towns. Every little small town has a nice little story and a nice little pull that goes along with it. And hopefully you'll get to see quite a few, and hopefully you have throughout the summer, and whether it's on a national level or just your little local pool. If you have a free weekend or just looking for something to do, definitely get out and enjoy that during the upcoming summer, and just a great way to get back to the different community organizations and get to see a nice little fun family event. Of course, so again, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm Ryan Solik. Jason Schultz, again, will be back in full force after vacation once again, and he'll be ready to go for Motorsports Mayhem over the next couple weeks. Continue to send us comments and photos and videos for the page, and we'll definitely keep on at it over the next couple weeks. So again, for Jason Schultz, I'm Ryan Zolik. This has been Let's Grow Pulling Live, and we'll see you again next Monday night.